Hey, welcome back. It's time to finish chapter 5 of On the Heavenly Spheres by Helena Avalar and Luis Roberio. We are on page 58 with the subtitle The Movement of the Planets and the Signs. Here we go. The motion of the planets in the zodiac follows the order of the signs. Thus, the planets move from Aries to Taurus, then to Gemini, etc. On its normal path, a planet increases the number of degrees it traverses in a sign until it leaves it, transiting into the succeeding sign. Mercury and Venus, in contrast to the other planets, are never very distant from the Sun. This happens because, from heliocentric perspective, their orbits are inside that of Earth. Therefore, for a terrestrial observer, Mercury, whose orbit is closer to the Sun, is never more than 28, approximately a sign away, from the Sun's zodiacal position. Venus, which has a wider orbit, is never more than 48 degrees, approximately a sign and a half, away. This maximum distance is known as elongation. Along their trajectory, Mercury and Venus make two conjunctions to the Sun, once on the side opposite to the Earth, called a superior conjunction, and the other when they are between the Earth and the Sun, inferior conjunction. In the superior conjunction, the planet is on the other side of the Sun. I'm going to read that again because I need to get that in my brain. In the superior conjunction. Well, that makes sense because the inferior is in between the Sun and us. And so if it's on inside, it's inferior. If it's on the outside of the Sun, the other side, it's superior. Yeah. Okay. In the superior conjunction, the planet is on the other side of the Sun, moving therefore above the Sun, thus the term superior. While the inferior conjunction, the planet, not the plane, the planet passes between the Earth and the Sun below it. Well, a plane would pass there. In an astrological chart, the inferior conjunction always corresponds to the retrograde motion of the planet, which will be explained later. Velocity. Velocity is one of the movements of planets and signs. The progression of planets along the signs happens at different speeds. The fastest body, the moon, moves at an average rate of 13 degrees per day, advancing about 1 degree every 2 hours and covering a complete sign in about 2.5 days. Saturn, the slowest of the traditional planets, advances on average 2 degrees a day. Oh, 2 degrees a day. Really? Okay. And takes about 2.5 years to cross a sign. I'm wondering if that's like 2 degrees a month. No, it just feels the days feels really fast. There's something's wrong right there. Saturn, the slowest of the traditional planets, advances on average 2 degrees a day. I'm actually just going to look that up really quick because something doesn't feel right. Saturn. Movement. I'm not a very fast typer. I know some people can do this so fast per day. And always have to put astrology if you want astrology answers versus astronomical. Okay. We're almost there, folks. We're almost there. I mean, it takes 28 years for Saturn to make a full cycle. There's no way it's moving 2 degrees in one day. The Saturn moves approximately 2 minutes and 1 second per day in the orbit around the sun. So it really is 2 degrees. Really? Okay. Okay. It is. They are completely right. I'm just, the math isn't mathing for me. Okay. 2 degrees a day. And takes about 2.5 years to cross the sign. Um, These different speeds are represented on a model of the planetary spheres by the Chaldean order. Saturn is the slowest, then Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, we're getting faster, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon with the fastest. Each planet has a specific cycle measured by the amount of time it takes to complete a revolution around the zodiac. The Moon takes about 27.5 days to return to the same place in the zodiac. Mercury, Venus, and the Sun take about 1 year. Since they're never far apart, Mars about 2 years, Jupiter about 12 years, Saturn approximately 29 years, 28 and a half. It's a give or take. It depends. It has varying speeds. And sometimes, like, you can have your Saturn return at 27 and a half, and you can have it as late as 30 because of just different where Saturn was at. Yeah, I don't quite understand it, but I know that it's a varying. Nevertheless, along its course, the apparent speed of the planet varies due to its proximity or distance in relation to Earth. These are average daily speeds of the planet. Saturn, 2 degrees and 1 minute. Jupiter, and this is the average daily speed. So some days are slower, some days are faster. Jupiter is 4 degrees and 59 minutes. Mars is 31. Oh, wait a minute. That's it. The 2 is 2 minutes. Because I'm seeing 00 degree, 02 thing, and then the seconds. Hold on. I'm just going to pull up an astrology chart, an actual chart. And we'll just do current transits. And we'll just go, Saturn is right now is at 26 degrees and 14, and we're going to go forward 1 day. Okay. Boom. It's still at 26. It's retrograde, so it's going backwards, but it's at 11. So it's minutes. It moves 2 minutes. That's what it is. That makes so much more sense. Okay. So they have the little degree marker when they should have the minute marker. Okay. Um, okay. I fixed the moon instead of Saturn. So we got it. It moves minutes. Okay. So Saturn moves 2 minutes and 1 second per day. Jupiter is 4 minutes and 59 seconds. Mars moves 31 minutes, 27 seconds. The sun moves 59 minutes and 08. And so it's more close, it's like really close to about a 1 degree a day. And same with Venus is like also at the exact same 59 minutes and 8 seconds. Mercury also at 59 degrees and 8 seconds. And then the moon we have at 13 degrees, 10 minutes and 36 seconds. So the moon is very much the fastest planet, moving almost a half a sign, yeah, per day. So it's very slow. These planets move very slow. Although the Sun, Venus, and Mercury have identical average speeds, Mercury reaches a maximum speed of little more than 2 degrees, 10 minutes per day. Venus is less, with a maximum of 1 degree and 16 minutes, and the Sun is with 1 degree and 1 minute. So those are like the fastest they can go. Note, the apparent daily velocity of the moon fluctuates between 11 degrees and 41 minutes and 15, half a sign, degrees and 23 minutes. The sun ranges a minimum of 57 minutes. I did the degree thing again. 57 minutes and 10 seconds, and a maximum speed of 1 degree, 1 minute and 10 seconds. For the remaining planets, the maximum daily motions are approximately 47 minutes for Mars, 14 minutes for Jupiter, and 7 minutes for Saturn. Those are its maximum daily motions. In the case where the daily motion of the planet is shorter than the one presented on the table, it is said that the planet is slow. When greater than average, the planet is said to be fast. Excuse me. A fast planet is considered to have a swifter, more effective action, and a slow planet has a more protracted action. So now we're going to go into retrogradation. Planetary movement normally occurs in the order of the zodiacal signs: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, etc. This is called direct motion. At certain times along its celestial course, however, a planet slows its motion until it apparently stops, reverses its course, and begins to move in the opposite direction to the order of the signs. This phenomenon is known as retrograde motion or retrogradation, and it occurs periodically during the zodiacal sign of the planet. Thus, a planet is said to be retrograde when its apparent motion is in the celestial dome. Thus, a planet is said to be retrograde when its apparent motion in the celestial dome is contrary to the zodiacal signs: Gemini, Taurus, Aries, going back in primary motion. This apparent reversal occurs when Earth passes the slower planets that are outside of its orbit. A similar phenomenon occurs when cars passes another moving in the same direction but at a slower speed. The passengers in the faster car perceive the slower car to be moving backwards. In the case of the planets on the inside of the Earth's orbit, Mercury and Venus, retrogradation occurs when these bodies, moving within their own orbits around the sun, come close to the Earth. Passing between it and the sun, retrograde motion is an apparent phenomenon caused by the observer's change in perspective as Earth circles around the sun. In reality, a planet never stops its movement around the sun. It is purely geocentric phenomena. It's purely like us looking at the stars from our perspective on planet Earth. In a table or in a horoscope, a retrograde planet is indicated by the little symbol R with a line through it at the bottom, located next to the planet. Sometimes it's in red too, in the different various places you can look at that. The sun and the moon are never retrograde. In the case of the sun, it is the Earth that orbits around it, such that its apparent motion is continuous. The moon has its orbit directly around the Earth, which makes retrogradation impossible. Because it's not circling the sun, it's circling us as we circle the sun, so we'll always see it moving. The effects of a retrograde planet. Direct motion is what a planet normally assumes while it's on its course and considered normal. Since it does not interfere in its expression, retrograde motion, because it makes the planet appear to move backwards, is considered an interference in its normal functioning. Thus, a retrograde planet is considered debilitated because its expression is challenged. Its actions are discontinuous and given to sudden changes. It can signify reversals, delays, and canceling of plans. I just heard something new too. I'm going to add real quick that like a retrograde planet can do things very slowly at first, but they do it very thoroughly. They take their time learning or bringing in, or they are just slower at it. Okay, the stations. The change in direction from direct motion to retrograde motion does not occur suddenly. The planet slowly down gradually until it appears to stand completely still. And then it begins to move in the opposite direction, increasing its speed until it reaches its normal speed. We call this stopping point the station. And the planet that appears stopped is stationary. And you can see when you look in an ephemer, can't say that word. Oh my God, I have one around here. Ephemeris. If you look at, you'll see a planet at the same degree for a very long time. That's its station. In contrast to its normal motion, right? Because Pluto can be at degrees for a very long time because it's a slow planet. But if it's there for like months, then we have a station. Weeks. At the transition from direct to retrograde and back to direct, a planet makes two stations. The first station occurs when a planet in direct motion gradually diminishes its speed until it stations and then begins its apparent retrograde motion. The second station occurs when during retrograde motion the planet slows down, stations, and then resumes its normal motion. In practice, a planet in the first station is considered more debilitated than a planet in the second station, since after the last one, the planet resumes direct motion, which is considered normal. Okay. I think I'm going to pause and we'll get into the latitude of the planets with the next video. Thanks, guys.